All right. What's going on, folks? Ryan Loede here with a LC Finance Group partner, Mr. Landon Jones. We're going to go over one of his calls that he took yesterday. He's on our live transfer model, our inbound model, where he's just on our LC Financial Group dialer. He's getting calls that automatically get inbounded to his dialer of high quality individuals that are ready to speak to an insurance agent, looking for assistance with their Medicare plan, looking to get more benefits, get more money back, save money on prescription or copay. So we're gonna go over it, we're gonna break it down. I want to get this on video here for everyone that's watching this, so you guys can see some tips and strategies. My name is Ryan Loede, aka The Machine, owner of LC Financial Group. We're hiring, we're growing, and we're expanding in all 50 states. So if you want to learn more about what partnering with us would look like, DM me, comment below, reach out to any of our partners just like Landon Jones, or send an email to my careers team, careers@teamlcfg.com, careers@teamlcfg.com. So we're going to jump right into it. Live sales call training. This is my partner here, Landon Jones, here in the Cleveland, Ohio office here at LC Financial Group. We're going to dive into one of his sales calls that he took. This individual was on the best plan, or what he had dispositioned the call as a best plan. We're just going to go through it, break it down, because hey, he's just been doing this for what, like about a month or so?
A little over a month, yeah.
A little over a month. So he's getting the reps in, he's getting a lot of repetition, he's getting a lot of calls. However, in that period of getting calls, we need to make sure that we're training, making sure that he's as effective as he can be. So we're going to jump right into it. We got this playing here.
Thank you for talking to Medicare Planning of America. This is Landon speaking. How may I help you?
I am calling because I got a flyer in the mail.
Okay, you got fine nationality, all right. To qualify for any extra benefits?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I can take a look and see if you are eligible. I do have to first off let you know that all calls are recorded for quality and training purposes, and they do not have to provide any health information unless it's used to determine your eligibility for the role. Now, as far as Medicare goes, are you on Medicare and Medicaid or just Medicare?
Medicare.
Just Medicare, okay. And as far as the outside providers such as Humana, Advantage Healthcare, Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, who are you currently with?
Humana.
Humana, okay. I'm a representative with Humana. How's everything going with Humana? Any issues or is everything okay? No issues.
Good. So we're not just picking apart the negatives of it. We're also gonna highlight the good things. So great tonality at first, good energy, answered the call effectively. I'm going to break down the 5 steps of the sales process, 5 easy steps to the sales process. So obviously, as we all know, the first step is the greeting. So number 1 is the greet. 5 steps of the sales process. So we're going to pretty much evaluate, on a 1 to a 10, what we think, or what I think he had done with the greeting. So, what would you rate yourself from like a 1 to a 10 on that greeting part?
On the greeting part, I'd say maybe like a 6, 7. I feel like I was talking kind of fast. She definitely understood what I was saying, but not everyone will. So I definitely have to go at a rate that the majority of people can understand.
All right.
But besides that, the greeting, I introduced myself by Medicare Planning of America. I got right into it. I guess I didn't address her too much. I feel like I got straight into the point. Maybe I should have asked her how her day was, or greeted her a little more. Another thing I could have said was, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? That's a greeting there as well. So
yep.
I could have added that.
Yeah, we went over that yesterday. You want to get into more? Make sure the viewers can see you. So 6 out, maybe around 6 or 7 out of 10. So not too bad. Definitely some room for improvement, like Landon said. And my personal opinion is that the greet is the most important thing to the call, right? Like that first impression. I mean, you meet a girl, or you meet a man if you're a girl watching this, and you're attracted to them. Like that first impression is everything. So when you answer the call, you gotta have high energy, very enthusiastic, and you gotta be like, hey, welcome to Medicare Planning of America. This is Landon, and as he said, what he could have improved upon is saying, hey, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Because this particular call, it's an 800 inbound. So our organization that we're partnering with, Innovative Financial Group, they send out direct mail to Medicare beneficiaries that have a 800 number on the direct mail, and these Medicare beneficiaries, they call the 800 number and it just gets routed directly to the agents on the inbound and live transfer platform. And keep in mind, this is something that here at LC Financial we offer all of our partners for free. So if you want to get live transfers or inbound calls for free on our LC Financial Group live transfer platform, hey, comment below or reach out to us. But greetings, 6 out of 7. So, like you said, you could have been like, hey, and what I personally would have done is, hey, this is welcome to Medicare Planning of America. This is Ryan. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Right? And as he said, could have went a little bit slower. Hey, welcome to Medicare Planning of America. This is Ryan. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Right, getting their name. And we actually had a call yesterday a little bit in regards to like some of the calls that he's been taking and just getting the client's name, because you don't know their name, and getting their name is very, very important, especially if you're on an inbound call or a live transfer, or hey, maybe even if you're doing outbound calls, right? You got to say their name. You got to act like you already know the person. So getting their name from the beginning. Hey, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, right? Oh, this is what I believe her name was. You remember what her name was?
Miss Caddy. I didn't get her first name. If I did, maybe I said it pretty quick and I didn't understand it, but
Yeah.
Or Cannon, Miss Cannon. That's it. The last name's Cannon.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to get that name. So during the sales process, we're saying your name, having her becoming more comfortable and building that relationship throughout the sales process. How you're going to do that is by saying the individual's first name, like you guys already know each other, right? So, just the greeting. Who I have the pleasure of speaking with. Oh, this is Betty. Oh, great, Betty. A couple of things here. Like, I appreciate you calling in, right? Appreciate you calling in. I see that you received the postcard in the mail regarding getting extra benefits for your Medicare. Getting more money back in your Social Security check, whatever it might have been. I mean, what had you reaching out regarding the postcard, right? It's like one of the first questions I always ask, like when I was doing final expense or Medicare, what were your thoughts and concerns when you had saw the postcard, right? And getting them to explain, like, oh, I'm just looking to get money back. Oh, it looks interesting. I'm looking to save on my prescriptions, my co-pays, right? So that greeting and asking the questions. So we're just going to dive more into it. But as you can see, greet is the number one. So a little bit of improvement that we need to do with the greeting. Just those little improvements could go such a far way. It could take Landon from closing, what did you do this week? How many enrollments? 11. Yeah, it could have him going from 11 enrollments to 15 or 11 to even 20 just by that first initial interaction with the client. It's awesome to see, dude, within a month and a half he's been doing this, closing 11 enrollments per week. If you want to do that, if you're not doing that and you're in the Medicare space here, come partner with us here at LC Financial Group. We'll dive right back into it.
Okay. How about your prescriptions? Are you paying for any on a monthly basis?
So let's rewind this a little bit. We'll go back a little bit.
Are eligible. I do have to first off let you know that all calls are recorded for quality and training purposes, and they do not have to provide any health information unless it's used to determine your eligibility to enroll. Now, as far as Medicare goes, are you on Medicare and Medicaid or just Medicare?
Medicare.
Just Medicare, okay. And as far as your outside providers such as Humana, United Healthcare, and the Blue Cross Blue Shield, who are you currently with?
Humana.
Humana, okay. I'm a representative with Humana. How's everything going with Humana? Any issues or is everything okay?
No issues.
No issues, okay. How about your prescriptions? Are you paying for any on a monthly basis?
Most of my prescriptions are on tier 1, with the exception of one that I just started.
Okay. Tier 1, okay, perfect.
Oh my gosh, she's
covered. Discounts, right? Fully covered. How about your doctors? Okay, other one, okay. How about your doctors? Are you seeing any specialists or just the primary?
All my doctors are in the network.
Okay. And do you have to pay any co-pays? Any to your specialist?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And how about, are you getting a food card every month or no?
I'm gonna, $50.
$50 food, okay, perfect.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, I can definitely take a look to see if call for any additional benefits within Humana. I do have a brief compliance disclosure I need to read just
That's nice. I was like, man, where's the scope? He did the scope there, but now, as you can tell throughout what we were just listening to, about a minute or so of fact finding, right? He's in the second step of the sales process. Like, this is what we call the perfect sales process. Number 1, greeting. Number 2, determine wants and needs. Number 3, select product. Determine, demonstrate value. Number 4, present proposal, and then close. He's on number 2 right now. So he went from the greeting straight to the determine wants and needs, which is perfect. Right? That greeting just needs to be quick and straight to the point. Like, hey, welcome to Medicare Planning of America. That's what it says on the postcard, and that's why we say it. Welcome to Medicare Planning of America. This is Landon. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, right? Oh, this is Betty. Great. Betty, I appreciate you reaching back out regarding the postcard you got in the mail, right? This is how you could kind of formulate it a little bit better, like those little small adjustments and changes. Hey, appreciate you reaching out regarding the postcard you received in the mail. Now, what were your thoughts and concerns when you had saw that postcard in the mail? Asking questions, getting the buyer to talk more than we're talking, right? You know, it's been said we want the client or the buyer to talk 80% of the time and us talk 20% of the time. And how do we do that? It's just by asking questions, shutting our mouth, and letting them answer the question, right? And any time that they try to give like, oh, I'm not interested, hey, I'm with you, no worries. Hey, I was just, we were just responding back to you regarding that postcard. What were your thoughts when you had gotten that? And then always ask a question so they can answer that question, right? It's like, who controls the sales process? The one that is asking questions, but also is getting answers to the questions. So as you can see, he was in the determining wants and needs, with this pretty much the fact-finding process of the sales process. He was asking good questions. Who are you currently with? As far as your outside provider, who are you currently with? Like Humana, Aetna, United Healthcare. Oh, great. You're with Humana. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear. I'm actually an independent broker and I represent Humana as well. As far as your Medicare, are you on Medicare and Medicaid or just Medicare, right? Those are some of the good questions you want to be asking. If you could rate your Humana from a 1 to a 10, what would you rate it? Good, like it's an 8, like what would make it a 10, right? And getting to figure out like, what do they actually need help with? What are they, maybe dissatisfied with? What are they satisfied with? Because what they're currently on will determine like how you can actually help them, right? And asking questions, right? So what would you rate yourself on the determining wants and needs, like fact-finding process?
I'm glad I asked a lot of questions in the beginning of the process. I'd say with me asking questions, I do it every call. It's something that I'm consistent with. So I'll give myself more than a 7. So I'd say maybe a 7 or 8. Just by fact finding, asking questions. I remember this call. I remember she needed some extra help with her. She had one specific prescription that she needed help paying for. And another thing that I wanted to bring up is like training. Like knowing the product, knowing what you're talking about. This call specifically, deeper in the call, I don't know if we'll get that far. I know the call is almost 30 minutes long, but she was asking about that same prescription that I said that she wasn't able to afford, or she was coming out of pocket like $500 a month. And I brought up if she's ever thought about getting on a supplement, but I don't really have too much knowledge on supplements like in itself. So I'm glad she never asked me questions about it because I wouldn't have been able to give her much information about it. But like I said before, really into training and knowing about the product, like working outside of work.
Yep. So yeah, about a 7 out of 8 out of 10. So not too bad. A little bit of improvement that'll be needed there. What I was hearing were some good questions. Like, are you on Medicare and Medicaid or just Medicare? Who are you currently with as far as your outside provider? As far as your doctors go, do you see any specialists or just a primary? And, as far as your medications, Betty, are you paying for any of your medications on a monthly basis? All right, great. And just figuring out getting some more information regarding their current situation and determining if there is a possibility of being able to help them or not. So asking those questions like, what are you looking for in a Medicare plan? What could help you out the most? Are you looking for more dental, more vision, more hearing? Are you looking to save money on your prescriptions? Just like you said, she was looking to save more money on her prescriptions, right? So just little improvements. I'm telling you guys, little improvements will go such a huge way. Like it'll get you from 10 enrollments per week to up to 15 enrollments per week. So we'll continue diving into this.
For your agreement, we need to ask for your agreement to talk about Medicare with you. It's very brief. I'll get through it as quick as possible so we can get started, okay? So the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services requires agents to document the scope of a marketing appointment prior to any face-to-face sales meetings to ensure understanding of what will be discussed between the agent and the Medicare beneficiary. All information provided on this call takes Medicare prior to the appointment. Medicare Planning of America, an independent broker, represents various Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, hospital indemnity plans, and Medicare supplements. Medicare Advantage plans provide all original Medicare Part A and Part B health coverage, and sometimes Part D prescription drug coverage. Medicare supplements are secondary insurance to original Medicare and helps to cover some of your out-of-pocket costs as the Medicare pays its share. By agreeing to this appointment, you are agreeing to a meeting with the sales agent to discuss the types of products we just listed. Please note that the person who will discuss the product is contracted by various Medicare plans, does not work directly for the federal government. This individual may also be paid based on your enrollment into a plan. Agreeing to this appointment does not obligate you to enroll in plans or affect your current enrollment. The agent will be prepared to discuss the options in your area and will have materials available for you to review. It is currently July the 21st, 3:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you agree to continue with the appointment?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's get started.
So you read the scope. What would you rate yourself on the scope there, like from 1 to 10, as far as effectiveness goes, communicating it properly?
That specific time, just hearing it back now, I think I did pretty well in that one. I'd say it's a 9. A few times I would say it really fast, just to get it done and over with. That time I think I said everything pretty slow. I feel like she understood everything I said. Just hearing it back, I think it sounded pretty good. I don't know how you feel about it, but
No, it actually sounded good. Like you said, some of them definitely a little bit of improvement. That one wasn't too bad. I want to go back to
There's
this.
two original Medicare. They're insurance from a marketing appointment prior to any phases, and we have to ask for your agreement to.
So I think one of the most important things when you are in a sales call right before the scope of appointment, which obviously if you guys are on Medicare, you have to read within the first 1 to 2 minutes of the sales call, which Landon actually did. Like transitioning into the scope of appointment. Hey, Betty, just gotta read a quick little disclaimer for compliance purposes. I'm gonna read through it. I'm gonna breeze right through it. If you have any questions, just make sure to stop me throughout the process of me reading this. I'm gonna read it a little bit quickly just so we can get through it. I just need your agreement at the end, okay? Like always saying like, okay, like getting them to agree to whatever you're doing, right? But that transition, what I noticed could be a little bit smoother, nothing too.
Okay, so yeah, I can definitely take a look and see.
Let's listen to it again.
Within Humana. I do have a brief compliance disclosure I need to read just for your agreement. We have to ask for your agreement to talk about Medicare with you. It's very brief. I'll get through it as quick as possible so we can get.
Like that first part, just a little bit of seemed like uncertainty of what you're gonna say. Not as confident as you could be. Which as you do this more, the more reps you get, as we all know, the more confident you're going to be and the more certain you're going to be with what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, right? It's not always what you say, it's more likely how you say it, right? How you get through to the client, right? Having full intention with what you are saying is everything, because if you don't have full intention, if you're not presently there with what you're saying, then it's not going to get through to the client or the customer that you're actually speaking to. So did you notice how there was a little just stumbling and
yeah, it was I remember doing that. It's because I know the scope you have to ask. It's basically you're asking for permission to talk to them.
Yep.
And I think at that moment I didn't really know how to word it because it was my first time actually transitioning to the scope. Before I was like, oh yeah, I have to breeze the scope of interview, I'll breeze right through it and I'll just get right into it. But at that time specifically, I tried to like transition a little bit, let her know what's coming up. Basically like give her like a heads up of what's to be expected. Like the scope is me asking for permission to talk.
Yep.
And I just didn't really know how to word it at the time. Like Ryan just said, it's all about repetition. That was my first time doing it. Definitely the next time in the future will be a lot better.
Yep.
But I definitely stumbled.
Getting it clicked in smoothly and just being more effective with the transition. It's all about transitions, right? So let's go back to where we're
Our
at.
secondary insurance to work directly for the federal time. Do you agree to continue with the appointment?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's get started.
Nice, I like that. Okay, awesome, perfect. Let's move forward, right? Transition. Agree with them, acknowledge them. The acknowledgements are everything throughout the sales process. You want to let the buyer know that they're being heard. You want to let them know that you understand them and you're not bypassing anything that they say. Hey, awesome, perfect. Appreciate that, Betty. Let's move forward now, okay? So we'll continue with that.
So, about dental, vision, and hearing, do you need any extra help in those regards?
What do you need extra help?
Like, so every year, like most plans, they give you an annual amount they help towards dental or, towards vision or hearing.
No, what I have is sufficient.
Okay, perfect. Can you verify your date of birth for me?
72651.
And your zip code?
23323.
23323. Okay, so
a few things here that I notice is that, like, anytime you get something from the client, as I just said, like, you want to acknowledge them. Thank you. I appreciate it, right? Just those little acknowledgments throughout the sales process, it shows like that you're hearing the client and that you appreciate them for sharing that information to them, right? So just little things like that, like you just got her date of birth, thank you, appreciate it. You got her zip code, okay, sounds great, appreciate it. And then continue to move forward throughout the sales process. It shows like, that acknowledgement is everything. So it kind of looks like you went back into, after the scope, you did some fact finding before the scope, and now you're back into doing a little bit more fact finding. You asked one question, which like, hey, do you need any more help with dental, vision, or hearing? Which is good. You could ask, hey, like, something that we talked about yesterday is like, there's usually 3 reasons why individuals reach back out to us regarding this postcard, Betty. Number 1, they're looking to get money back on their Social Security check. Number 2, they're looking to get more benefits, whether it's their dental, their vision, their hearing. Or number 3, Betty, they're just looking to lower their co-payments, whether it's their medication costs, whether it's their primary visit cost, or co-payments for like surgeries, whatever it might be. Now, out of those 3 reasons, which one best fits you, right? So, something that I did. I'm thinking about when I was back in final expense, like. It's those that 3 reasons. Like, what is the reason that you're actually reaching out? Like, figure out, like, determining their wants and needs, right? So, it looked like you went back into the fact finding, into the part of it, which is great. You definitely want to get more information. Let's see what we do moving forward. But does that make sense? Like, whenever you get a piece of information from a client, you want to be, thank you, appreciate it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
it ties down to being consistent as well. A few other calls I would say, I would thank them for giving information, for answering questions. And I just think they apply that to each call. So each call, is 100%, giving my 100%. I'm not, showing any type of, just not being as 100% as I said before. On each call, I need to be consistent. It's all about consistency.
that's right. The more you do it, the more consistent you'll be with it. And it's all about repetition. And you want to give your client your all. You want to be 100% there for them, even if you think if it's going to be a sale or not. Because that moment when you think it's not going to be a sale and you're already implanting that in your mind, the moment is your energy is going to go down, your enthusiasm is going to go down, and your ability to be fully there with the client is definitely going to go down, because you're going to think, this isn't a sale. I'm just going to breeze through it and try to get this client off the phone so I can get a next call. make the next call, right? So let's continue into this, see what happens next.
Just so I have a better understanding, you're calling to see if you qualify for any additional benefits. You said everything is sufficient with your dental, vision, hearing. So are you just like calling to see if like what your options are or what's available to you, or you didn't have anything specific that you were interested in, or?
No, I do want to check that one prescription that I have that's kind of costly.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm having to pay is I'm in the, they call it donut hole.
So this is a very informed buyer right here. Very educated.
I don't know if you.
I never heard that term before, but
This goes back to what you were saying, like learning more about it, because the donut hole is that gap, the gap between, you know, the two periods of the Medicare plan. So learning more about that, right? The initial coverage and the catastrophic, right? That donut hole, and you know, learning more about that, like, oh yeah, okay, so you're in the donut hole right now. That makes sense. Let's see if there's any way that we can save you more money on your prescription. But as you can see, this is a very informed and educated buyer that he's actually speaking with. You know, something that I notice is that you know, sometimes like us as salespeople, we kind of, and I see it all the time, especially with partners here at LC Finance Group and other salespeople in general, we kind of try to implant something into the buyer of like why they're calling. Oh, so you're calling because of this, or you're calling because of that. Like, instead of just assuming why they're calling, you need to ask why they're calling. Like, or what I said earlier, like, hey, there's, you know, 3 reasons why individuals call in regarding this postcard. Now, out of those 3 reasons, which one, you know, kind of best fits you, or, you know, or just simply asking, like, what were your thoughts and concerns when you had saw the postcard, or what was the reason you had called in? And, you know what I mean? Does that kind of make sense? Or, you know, how you kind of try to, like, you know, implant it. Like, it's like talking to, like, you know, the example I put out earlier, like, maybe I find a girl that I'm attracted to, I see her, and like, oh, you like me because of my clothes that I'm wearing. Like, and she doesn't like me because of my clothes, she likes me because of my personality, right? So it's like the same thing with the client, like, oh, you're just calling to, you know, get more money back in your Social Security check. Well, maybe that's not even of importance to them. So you want to really get them to tell you why they're calling in, get them to tell you why they actually fill out the postcard or call back the number on the postcard, right? So asking and getting them to tell you why they're calling in or why they're actually responding to the postcard. So something a little bit on that lines. Is that, like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. She, yeah, like you said, she was definitely well informed. She knew what the tier levels for her prescriptions. The donut hole tool term that I didn't really know about. But yeah, that's the reason I asked. I've never asked anyone else that specific question, because most of the time people are calling about the give back. So I know she said that everything was sufficient with her dental, vision, and hearing. She didn't even actually help with that. I asked her if she was getting a food card. I'm pretty sure she said she was getting $50. And so at that point, I just didn't really know why she was calling. So I figured I'd ask if there's anything specifically, and then she ended up telling me that, you know, she didn't actually help with that one drug. But like I said before, it's all about, you know, knowing the product. I'm fairly new. I should be doing a lot more training outside of work than I am currently doing. I definitely will in the future, but I mean, yeah, we'll dive into it this call. You'll see that where I'm lacking knowledge in Medicare as a whole. But I think towards overall the call, she definitely learned a lot more than she knew before she called. So I helped in a way, so I wouldn't say that I'm lacking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm all the way at the bottom, but I still have a lot of room.
Yeah, just small little improvements like we're talking about, folks. So getting those small little improvements in throughout the call is very, very important. Let me make sure we're still going here. Good. So just making sure we're still up and running. Hope everyone's having some realizations throughout the call here. So we're going to continue going on throughout the call. So, she mentions like, oh yeah, I'm just looking to see if I can save money on my medication. oh, like, so you're having trouble paying your medications? Is that what, I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. And reiterizing, like, okay, like, so Betty, just to make sure I'm understanding you correctly, you said, you have a medication and you're paying a little bit too much for it and you're looking to see if you can save money on that medication. Is that correct? Are we currently on the same page so far? And then boom, like, yes, we're on the same page. Awesome. Well, let's see if there's any way we can help you save more money on that medication. Boom, the transition part, right? So getting those transitions down. Let's continue moving forward.
I can take a look at that current prescription. Do you have a list of your prescriptions, or is that specific prescription? Do you have the name of that?
Called Loede.
Alright, so we know that. Okay, the last thing I need is just your red, white, blue card, your Medicare ID card. Can you grab that for me?
And then, as Landon said, just becoming more knowledgeable about Medicare, becoming more knowledgeable about maybe prescription drugs like Trulicity. So some medication for your diabetes, Trulicity for your diabetes, is that right? Like, just what that's going to do is it's going to show her that what you're talking about, right? And it puts us as an authority figure, because clients want to talk to people who know what they're speaking about and know what they're doing. They want to talk to an expert. They want to talk to that authority figure. And obviously, the more you do things, the more you're going to learn the medications, what the medications are for, the tier levels of the medications, right? And you're going to be able to come through as more of an authority figure, and that's going to build certainty with the client. That's going to build more confidence with the client, and they're going to be more apt to actually want to do business with you, right? So, just a little point there. Seems like a little blank spot here.
I have it.
Okay, perfect. I just need the Medicare number, then I can pull it all up.
It's Q as in Queen.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect, good. Acknowledgement, agreement. You heard them, you're listening. So you got the Medicare number. Let's see.
Okay, so I see in 2020 you're with a plan.
So you got the Medicare number. A practice that I always do when I get the Medicare number, I don't ask for their Part A and B. I get their Medicare number either on UHC Jarvis with the Medicare eligibility, maybe CMS if you have the CMS tool like we do, your LC Financial Group, maybe the Humana Medicare lookup, whatever Medicare lookup. You're putting their Medicare number in there. It's going to populate the A and B. Okay, great. So appreciate you sharing that with me. It looks like your Part A and B start date was, 1/1/2015. Just so they know, like, oh wow, like this person's actually certified, they're legit. It builds more confidence and more certainty, right? So, oh, it looks like your Part A and B start date is X, Y, and Z, right? So just sharing that with them instead of getting that information from them. It's just a quick little certainty, confidence, authority figure building part that you can do.
Plan called Virginia Premier Advantage Premium or Platinum. Can you switch over to Humana Gold Plus in 2021?
They just could take the plan this way, which.
They can't, they just continued it? Okay. Okay. And when you switched to Humana Gold Plus, was it with the agent or did you do that? Did you find that plan yourself?
I got it myself, then I talked to the agent.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put that prescription. And are you able to spell it out for me? Do you have the bottle?
Trulicity.
Trulicity, okay. Got it.
So coming up to here, between the point of like where we were just at to, where we're at now, like anything that you saw that you could have improved upon, like anywhere that you saw.
I know I had a lot of blank spaces. So I got the Medicare number, pulled up first policy. Usually when I close the policy, I ask, I see the two plans that they were on, the previous plan, the plan that they're on currently, and then the plan that they switched that they were previously on to the plan. And I usually ask them why they switched. That gives me a little more information as well, like, I switched because of this. It's a better plan. In her case, it was discontinued, so she switched. So I didn't get any more answers. I didn't get any question answers. So, I went in. I know she was mainly calling about that one solicited prescription. I had some blank space, like I said before. I definitely should have, asked a little bit more questions. Like I said before, it goes down to knowing the product and having more knowledge. I would say that at that time, I didn't really have too many questions because I didn't have too much knowledge about, too much what's going on in that specific call. I was just playing it by, by step by step. Every time she would give me some information, I'll give her some. I feel like in that call, I wasn't like in control in a way. If I was, it was just by a little bit. But I just need to know more about the product.
Yeah, more control, more about the product. Yeah, Trulicity. Yeah, just knowing more about that. Like, I can kind of tell, like, she probably knew more about it than you did, right? And, just having lack of knowledge is going to steer, like, a customer away, right? So you just got to act as if you don't really know everything, like, oh, Trulicity, got it, awesome. Instead of asking for the spelling, I would just try to Google it up, got it. So, and then is that 0.75 milligram or 1.5 milligram for each one, right? So just little things there.
How many, what's the dosage on that? 0.5.
I don't have it. I know I did it once a week.
Okay, there's a common dosage, I'll just put that one. Okay, let's take a look and see.
So at this point, I'm looking at her stuff, and I should be talking to her.
Yeah. A little bit of talking, how's your day going? Just a little small talk. Building rapport throughout the sales process, not just at the beginning. Right? Don't waste your time in the beginning of the sales process.
And how much are you paying for that each month?
Well, $500. I was taking it, but it was too expensive to keep using it. So I applied for a patient assistance program with benefit. And I'm getting that for free for 6 months, but I had to reapply. There's no guarantee that they'll stay out that program.
Okay, so you said you're paying $500 every.
I'm not paying for that, but I can't afford $500 a month.
Okay, but it was $500 every month.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, definitely.
Wow, geez. Yeah,
That's
that's
much.
So you can check the Ozempic as well.
Would it help you out if you were able to save money on
Get
that
that.
medication?
Okay, can you spell that for me?
OZEMPIC. OZEM.
Do you have the dosage on that as well or no?
Yeah, I do have a dosage on that. Let me get it.
And then, hey, also, Betty, while you're up grabbing an Ozempic, do you mind grabbing the rest of your medications, right? I think those were the only two you got from her when I was reviewing, like the Sunfire Code. Those were the only two. Was she on any other medications? You were asking?
If I maybe I didn't get to that point yet for asking for her medications. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just those two. Maybe it was more. If I don't have more than Sunfire, I definitely ask for them.
See, and during this time, while she's grabbing her medications, you could be looking at other plans, seeing what other plans would be a good fit, but got to get her doctors, primary specialist doctors, and kind of going from there.
1 milligram. I see about 3 different options.
is 0.25.
Okay, yeah, I see that here.
Yeah, two doses, huh?
Yeah, 0.25.
Then I have 0.5.
Yeah, it says 0.25 or 0.5, and it says 2 milligrams slash 1.5 milliliters or 2 milligrams slash 3 milliliters.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I just put either one.
Which I did the lowest dosage, I did that for a week, then the next week I did an increase. I don't know which one is more.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's move forward. Just like little things.
Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, because it says that those drugs are covered, but they're not, you know, you get a little savings, but that's still not that much because you still have to pay
No.
for them. Yeah, how much, oh wow, how much was that one costing every month? That was that
253.
253. Okay. So I have the estimated, one second, let me just see.
See if we can pull this up here in real time. Kind of review everything here. Got the Sunfire code. You remember what? I think she was in real time.
Okay.
Yeah, so we only got two.
Have you ever thought about getting on a supplement to help with your drug costs?
You know, as Landon said earlier, like supplement, like that supplements, as we all know, don't really help with drug costs. Supplements cover like the co-pays. It would be the prescription drug plan or the Medicare Advantage plan that would actually help with the co-pays. But as we can see, he's got only 2 medications here, no doctors, so you wouldn't be able to effectively even know what potential plan might be able to help her more. But she was currently on what, the Humana Gold Plus, correct? Yeah, Gold Plus, and there's a few of them actually.
Should have popped up.
Yeah, it should have been really good.
She wasn't Gold Plus though, I'm pretty sure it was an H. It wasn't paid for.
So there's a few Gold Plus. Only a few of them should be. So I remember it was definitely. Do you have a Medicare number?
I do.
But yeah, folks, as you can see, you know, only 2 medications in there. Doesn't have all the doctors in there, so definitely want to make sure we're getting all that information and fully assess the current situation of the client, determine wants and needs, so we can actually move to number 3, which is selecting the product and demonstrating value. So let's just plug this in here. And her date of birth, you got that too?
0726.
Let's go ahead and lock this up here for a second. Yep. Okay, so yeah, it's not currently showing the plan. Nope. But there are a few options with Humana, so just reviewing it, so we don't have full data, so something, obviously we all need to get the full data of all the medications, all the doctors, so we can actually fully assess like what plan would actually be good for her. Lack of data, lack of information is not going to allow you to really see if you're going to be able to help her out. But let's see. It just says it's on the 005. Isn't it? Is it the right zip code? 24333. Okay. Great. So just looking through this, we're actually going to look through, see if there's any other plans that might be able to potentially help her out. Maybe even the C-SNP plan, if Humana has a C-SNP plan. It looks like they don't. They have a diabetes and heart C-SNP, so she's on diabetes. So it's actually not showing. Is it blue?
Yeah, I think there's a trail.
So we'll just continue to listen to it as we go through.
No, I haven't. Because I just started this one, so I never needed it before because all my medications were on the tier 1.
Right. Yeah, saying that those two are tier 3. And let's see.
Yeah, definitely lack of knowledge.
Okay.
I definitely wasn't ready for this call.
What I'll do is, what's your last name? Can you spell that?
CANNON.
See, now he's getting to the point of trying to get the customer's information about, let's say, about 13 minutes into the call, should have had that information, obviously from the beginning, right? So you can actually fully help out the client. 24333. Let's see what kind of Carol. This is Carol. For some reason, the plan just isn't helping.
And is this your house phone or your cell phone that you're calling me? Cell phone? Okay. So I'll write that down.
So it kind of seems like you're like unknowing of like where to move
So
forward.
I'm not seeing that Humana Plus plan that you're in. That plan, out of all the other Humana plans in your area, that's the best plan for you. But I know that there's not too many savings that you're getting with your prescription. So the only thing that I say to look into is getting, if you want to save money on your prescriptions, is to get a supplement that helps out with your drug costs.
Back to the supplements.
The supplements cost money each month. I guess you'd be looking to see which ones works best for you. But yeah, besides that, I'm not seeing any plans that offer help with those two prescriptions. You still be paying the same amount. And plus, like I said, that Humana Plus Venture is one of the best plans in your area, so you definitely want to stay there.
Okay.
What I'll do is, what's your schedule looking like for tomorrow? Are you free? Can I give you a call back tomorrow? I want to gather some information for you. I want to get back with you. Looking to see if we can get you some savings with your your prescriptions. And I can give you some information about some of those supplements as well. That, you know,
Well, right now, I'm section assistance program, I'm getting it for free, but I have to reapply every
you need
year.
to reapply. Okay.
Right, so I don't, depends on how long it will be available.
Okay, so, okay, for now you're not paying for it. Okay.
Right, I think.
Okay, so I guess in the meantime, in the future, we can look into that until that happens. You have, for the rest of this year, that you're getting that payment, that assistance?
We have to reapply in December.
December, okay. Okay, alright, so yeah, I can just check in with you periodically to see, because for the meantime now you're all set since you don't have to pay for those. One other thing that I would bring to your attention is, are you aware of inpatient hospital stay? Like the gap in your insurance?
So basically, we didn't. So one of the things that a lot of salespeople do is a lot of them don't offer the product. They don't offer a proposal, right? So let's get back to our sales process here. So determining wants and needs after like going through everything, do you still believe that you're at like a 7 out of 8 out of 10?
Oh, definitely down now.
Yeah. What would you rate yourself now going through the entire call?
Yeah, you can definitely 4 or 5, maybe 5 out of 10.
What makes it change?
Well, it's just like I said before. It's just the knowledge. I didn't have too much information for her. That's why I reverted towards the end to say that, hey, I'll give you a call back. I'm gonna gather some information for you. That was the best retreat that I could possibly think of at that time. I definitely did a disservice to her. I mean, she took time out of her day to call and try to gather some information. She left with little to none. Like I said before, I told her I'd give her a call back, which it would be today. Yeah, besides that, yeah, definitely a 5 out of 10.
Select product. Didn't even select the product. So always got to select a product. Like there's so many times there's going to be a chance to actually help them. Present proposal, 0 out of 10. Well, you did ask about hospital indemnity, what you're getting to right now, which is good. That's always a plus. But close, we'll see if we can get anything out of the close. But yeah, lack of knowledge is always going to lead you towards like what Landon just said, kind of like retreating. You don't know what to do. You have lack of knowledge. Hey, I'll just give you a call back, which is like, hey, it's fine if you're newer, but you definitely want to get, be able to help them on the current call, right? So let's just see if there's anything else we can dig out of this and provide some value to you guys.
Sure.
No.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When's the last time that you guys stayed overnight in the hospital? Was it recent, or you don't really do that often?
Years ago, over
Years ago?
20 years ago.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure.
Wow, awesome! Like you are super healthy. I'm glad to hear that you haven't been in the hospital too often. I don't ever recommend going to the hospital. Still raising their beingness.
I usually typically do this for everyone that's in the best plan already, or for each night that you stay in the hospital, you get charged $250 for nights 1 to 6, and your insurance doesn't cover that until night 7. So if you stay in the hospital more than 6 nights, 1 to 6 nights, each night you're being charged $250, then you wouldn't have to pay anymore once it reaches night 7. But that's, like I said, that's just something I want to bring to your attention. It's called hospital indemnity insurance. It basically gets rid of that gap that's in most insurance policies. And like I said, it covers emergency room as well, ambulance. That's why I asked if you were in the hospital and stayed overnight in the early past, but you haven't really been in the hospital too often. I mean, as you said, stayed overnight, so it's just something I want to bring to your attention as well. Another thing to think about.
So it kind of just sounds like you're just sharing the information. not really going for the close, not really presenting a proposal like, hey, would that help you out, not having to pay for your inpatient hospital care or your emergency room or your ambulance copay, asking those trial closes throughout the sales process, right? Trial closes.
Yeah, with that being said, that Humanigo Plus plan is definitely the best plan for you. I don't see any other plans that offer any types of additional savings towards those two drugs. It does seem like you would still be paying that same amount, unless you can stay on test. It would be good, but like I said, in the near future, I can look into it for you, and we can look at those supplements as well. I know those supplements would help, but for now, like I said, you don't have to pay for it now, so you don't have to worry about it right now. But in the future, we can look into it.
This plan would allow me to get up to $2,700 a year for utilities and groceries.
Well, you don't have Medicaid, do you?
No.
No? Okay. I can take a look and see if there's anything that offers anything for utilities in your
Just a
area.
second flyer.
Yeah, it just depends on, you have to qualify for it. It depends on the area that you live in. Let me see if your plan offers any flex cards.
I get $50.
Just
I get
$50?
$50 for, yeah, just 50.
Any flex cards or no? Yeah, I'm not seeing any flex cards.
No, that's 50 for groceries and 100 for over the counter.
Okay.
With a
Yeah,
$100 card. $50, yeah.
Yeah, I see the 50 for groceries. Yeah, your plan doesn't offer that flex card. I can see if there's another Humana plan that offers it. Some plans do. I mean, the plan you're on is called Humanigo Plus. Like I said, it depends on the area that you live in that offers it. But your specific plan doesn't. So it's called a flex card, a Humana flex card. That flex
Cool,
card.
so we'll wrap that up here, but did well in the beginning with the greet. Determining wants and needs, could tighten up on that, could get a little bit of improvement on that. Selecting the product wasn't able to do because you didn't get all the necessary data, like all the medications or all the doctors. I don't even think, you didn't even ask for doctors, I don't think. No. Because it kind of seemed like you might have been just thrown off because you didn't really know much about the medications, or, it kind of just, it seemed like, from my standpoint, it just seems like you kind of sold yourself out of, like, you sold yourself on why she's already on the best plan. Essentially, and that's the last thing that we want to do. We want to see if there's any way that we can help them. Presenting proposal, didn't really even ask for her to buy the hospital indemnity plan, kind of just told her about it and said, like, yeah, well, with that being said, good, and then close, didn't ask for a close. So overall, just constant improvement, constantly evaluating what you're currently doing. And that's why it's so important to record your calls with our LC Financial Group dialer. All calls are recorded, obviously, for Medicare purposes and also for training purposes. So I can look at my partner Landon Jones' calls, evaluate them, and kind of be aware of like what he needs to improve on, what can he get better on. And I'm telling you, folks, if Landon can do 11 closes a week off of, I'd say, amateur, average, skills and, sales skills, imagine what you could do, imagine what he could do if he trained every single day, did the right things, and, he could close 15 deals a week, right? He could, maybe some of these missed opportunities could turn into actual enrollments and being able to effectively service and assist the individuals that he's speaking with. And like, hey, I was in the same place. I remember I couldn't close a deal for my first 3 months in the insurance industry, and it's because I didn't train. And then I'm like, man, I'm sick and tired of this. And all I did was literally go through videos on videos on videos. I took pages on pages on pages of notes of insurance specific sales training. I also did general sales training like Harlem University, and next thing I know, I'm going into houses like a ninja assassin closing machine. I'm talking to individuals like I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm saying, and I'm confident with what I'm saying, right? So it's just all about training, all about repetition, right? And we don't want to learn just by doing. We want to learn by training and diving into sales training, right? We don't want to practice on our clients. We want to practice before we are actually talking to clients. So let's just review what are some things that you think you could improve on there, like improvements. Like, I know you said like confidence, right? Like confidence was one of them. What else do you think you need to improve on in there?
You got confidence, you got knowing the product.
Yep. Let me just point something out here. Knowing the product is important, but also knowing people. Knowing how to interact with people, knowing how to communicate with people, knowing how to effectively ask questions to people, knowing how to get answers from people, knowing how to transition, knowing how to acknowledge people, right? Because we're in a people business. We're talking to people. We're not just talking to robots. Knowing the product, if you don't know the product, you won't be able to effectively talk to people. But anything else that you can think of?
You put greeting.
Greeting. Just little things in the greeting. The greeting wasn't too bad, actually.
And acknowledgement.
Acknowledging, yep, acknowledging. Always acknowledging. That's big time. That's big time. Like, if you just nail down on some of these small little improvements, you're jumping your sales, an extra easily 20 to 25% just with those small little improvements. Training every single day. Training is going to build your confidence. The more you train, the more confident you're going to be. I'm telling you. And the more that you win, the more confident you're going to be. The more results you get, the more confident you're going to be. Knowing the product, that's also going to build your confidence, right? All these things are going to build your confidence. Like, the more you know what you are doing, the more confident you're going to be with what you're doing. You're going to want to take more calls. You're going to be like, man, I want 20, 25 calls a day because I'm able to effectively communicate to individuals. I'm able to effectively ask the right questions. I'm able to effectively help them out and be the best I possibly could, and that's just going to raise your confidence. But greeting, acknowledging one of the most important things. Always acknowledge the buyer. Whenever they tell you something, whenever they give you information, thank you, I appreciate it, right? And just always acknowledging them. So some of the key things. Something I want to do before we jump off. You got your phone on you? Grab that phone for me. Tell them I got my phone on here right now. We're actually going to give this client, Miss Ann, we're going to give her a live call right now and kind of see if there's anything that we can actually do to help. Because as I was reviewing this, there is actually a plan that would be able to help her out. It's a PPO plan, a preferred provider organization plan with Humana that would actually benefit her, because the inpatient hospital care is actually a little lower than what she currently has. Her primary visit and the specialty visit is actually the same. And if she ever wants to go out of network, she can. If she doesn't want to get referrals, she can do that as well. And then also the vision, $100 for vision. Looks like medications are the same. I think what had happened here, let me just dive back into this. Zip code. What do you remember when you asked for her zip code? Do you have that down? Yeah, that's what is off there. So 23223?
2332.
23. There we go. Now it's going to pull up the correct information, because Sunfire, as you guys all know, Sunfire, you can put in their Medicare number and you can actually pull up the plans. There we go. Now we actually see correct data, correct information. Let's see if there's anything here that we can actually dive into. Oh, we got 2 C-SNPs. 045 looks like interesting. Let's see. Mail order is not going to really save it too much. And always fidgeting around with like the pharmacies, because some pharmacies are going to save her more money than other pharmacies, right? So as you can see, mail order didn't really save her too much, surprisingly. And this is a diabetes and a C-SNP plan, so it's not really giving her $1,000 for dental. Looking at the main benefits of the product. $300, $295 for days 1 through 6. Let's see what we got. Now we got correct data. Yeah, there's a lot of HMO plans, so that's also something we could look at. Obviously, we don't want to just switch from carrier to carrier. We actually want to be able to effectively help them. However, let's see if there is any other estimated drug savings. AARP, not too bad. We got AARP plan, $3,355 back. This is a good back here. 2,900 max out of pocket, good max out of pocket there. Just kind of evaluating the situation, seeing if there's any way we can possibly help. Any plans that you're seeing here that you feel will help her out? I mean, this older plan, I know they give $60 for food. She's already getting $50 for food every month. So, man, I mean, it's honestly a great plan that she is on. Actually, $50 for food, $0.20 for the primary and specialist. Let's see here, $36.50. Check this out though. $36.50 for the max out of pocket in and out of network with the PPO. Very unlikely. Some states have that. This is actually a really good plan here. So she'll be able to go out of network as well. So she's in the donut hole, which is the part between the initial coverage limit and the catastrophic coverage limit. So that's what you call the donut hole, right? So just for all you guys to know, $3,000. Well, she's getting $3,000 for dental. She can't go out of network though. She has to get a referral. Over the counter, $100 every 3 months versus nothing. Vision, $400 versus $100. Wow, $250 for days 1 through 5. So honestly, really not too much here. But let's just give her a call, see if we can get any information, get any more data here. Is that her number? Great. And now when I'm calling her, I can actually say her first name. Hey, Ann. We'll call her again. A couple seconds. See if we can get this live on the training here. Come on, Ann. She's gonna answer. Watch. It's a Saturday. Yeah, but just evaluating this, it's really, the Humana plan is really strong.
Yeah. Working in Virginia, there's not too many options that you originally have.
With that being said,
it's kind of narrowed down. A Humana Go Plus plan usually in that area is typically the best plan. Where Ryan's doing currently, he's definitely a lot better at evaluating plans than I was. I wasn't able to. I saw that Humana Go Plus. I just saw the name of all the best plan. I didn't deep dive into anything to make sure that is the best plan. I just saw the name. Oh yeah, that's it.
No.
That's how that call for you. I definitely treated it before I give her a call back.
Ann, what's going on? Ann, how you doing? Good. Hey, this is Ryan. I'm Landon's executive. He spoke with you yesterday regarding your Medicare with Humana. I just wanted to follow up and make sure Landon did everything he could to help you out. How did Landon do helping you out yesterday? What would you rate him from like a 1 to a 10? Good. Is there anything that Landon could improve upon? Okay, awesome. So yeah, you're with Humana right now. It looks like he only got 2 of your medications. Were there any other medications that you're taking, or is it only the Ozempic and the Trulicity? Got it. Okay, so all the other medications are covered. Awesome, great. Well, that's good there. That's good. And you've been using your $50 food card every month?
Yes.
Beautiful. Now the only thing, Ann, I see there's another option that we do have here with Humana, and it's called a PPO plan. Do you know the difference between an HMO and a PPO?
Yes.
Awesome. So you're aware that with your HMO, you have to get referrals with your plan, and you have to stay in the network?
Yes.
Got it. So would having a PPO, not having to get referrals and being able to see any doctor, would that benefit you, or do you like having more benefits? Okay, that wouldn't benefit you. All right, good. Well, understood. I just want to make sure that you fully understand the difference between the HMO and the PPO. But yeah, from my oversight, it looks like you are definitely on the best plan there, and the Humana is definitely going to be the way to go. So if you ever, I'm sure you get a lot of calls about Medicare all the time, right? Yeah. So I'm telling you, people are going to be always trying to switch you to different plans. I'm telling you, like, this is the best one, so more than likely you just go ahead and tell them to kick rocks, because that's what people like to do. They like to just switch you to different plans without really knowing. Yep. But and you have a good rest of your day. Now, and you know anyone that would also need help with their Medicare, like we helped you? Yeah. Definitely. What's their name? Cynthia? Awesome. Is that like a friend, a family member? Awesome. Cool. And she's in the same area you're in? Awesome. And what's Cynthia's number? Always ask for referrals, folks. After I get this, she actually believes in us, and she actually appreciates us. Maybe it's this executive call that I'm making, which we do here at LC Finance Group, manager callbacks to make sure our partners are doing everything they possibly could be doing. 214. All right, her name's Cynthia. Did she just turn 65, or is she not on like a? All right, nice, awesome. Cool. Well, we appreciate that over here at LC Finance Group. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to make sure Landon sends you his card. So, do you have like a local representative that helps you out with your Medicare every year, Dan? Okay. So yeah, we're all about just continually educating our clients, making sure that they're up to date with everything. So I'll make sure he sends you out his business card, and you can have that kind of like go-to contact communication point, instead of talking to all these different people. So if you ever need help or ever have any questions, Landon can definitely help you out for the years to come. But that'll be all right if he sends you his card, right? Okay, good deal. And also lastly, and I know he went over it with you, but the hospital indemnity plan, so you're aware how you have a copay for each night that you stay in the hospital, right? Okay. Got it. Now, if we were able to cover that, would that help you out? Yeah, so yeah, there is a monthly premium. I heard that he had actually told me you haven't been in the hospital for over 20 years. Is that correct? Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Good, yeah. Let's keep it that way. We definitely don't encourage going to the hospital, you know. The healthier you are, the better. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, for example, say if we did actually want to look into that, so your copay for each night that you stay in the hospital, it's actually $260 per day for days 1 through 6. So if you were to stay in the hospital for 1 day, it's a $260 co-payment. And then also you're aware of the emergency room and then also the ambulance copay as well, right? Yeah, so if we wanted to just cover the bare necessities, and I'm just, letting you know what's available to you. If you want to just cover the bare necessities, that hospital indemnity plan, to cover that inpatient hospital care copay, it's $34 a month. I mean, is that something that would fit your budget? Okay, understood. Good. Well, just so you know, you're aware of that. Stay healthy and continue doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is definitely working if you haven't been in the hospital for over 20 years. Well, we appreciate you. I'll have Landon send you his business card. We appreciate you over here at LC Financial. We'll definitely give Cynthia a call, and we'll let her know that you had referred us to her. And we do a referral program as well. So for each 3 individuals that you send to us, whether they enroll with us or not, we give a $25 Visa gift card, okay? All right, man. Well, you have a good weekend. I appreciate you. Thanks, Sam. Bye. There we go. Got a true up, a potential true up right there. I always ask for the referrals. Who do you know that would need help with their Medicare? Always ask, right? Always ask for the close. She told me, yeah, if there's a monthly premium, probably not. Hey, I'm still gonna offer it to her. You never know what's gonna happen. You can't be scared of rejection. You can't fear rejection or a no, right? You never know. I've had situations where I offered them a hospital indemnity. I offered, a life insurance policy when I was in final expense. I just give them the price, right? I always present a proposal. Even if they tell me it's out of their budget, I'm always going to show them whatever it would look like if they were to do business with me, right? So it's good stuff. We just got a referral. We're going to call her right now. We're going to help her out because she starts her Medicare in October, she said? October, so she should have her Medicare information. It's already July, and we're going to help her out. We're probably more than likely going to get her on the same plan that her friend is on, Miss Ann, because Ann probably told her that, hey, Humana's great, and we're just going to help her out with that. Maybe even help her out with a hospital indemnity, maybe even Medicare supplement if she could afford it, which would be even a more higher quality individual. But that referral is going to be a high quality individual that's going to stick with us. Landon's going to send this unsold client, even though she didn't do business with us, he's going to send his business card out to her. We're going to continue to service her because, hey, even though she didn't do business with us today, maybe she might a year from now, or maybe 6 months from now, or 2 years from now. Maybe she's going to continue to be a referral partner that we have and just continues to give us referrals, right? You don't just want to stay in contact with sold clients, you also want to stay in contact with those unsold clients. So we're going to continue to keep bringing great content to you guys over here at LC Financial Group. My partner here, Landon Jones, we just did a live call training, role playing, kind of breaking down his call, dissecting it like a surgeon and seeing what you could have improved upon, what you could have done better. And as you can see, there's levels to everything in life, and you just got to continue to get better, got to continue to have that burning desire to actually get better, because the results will definitely increase the more that you get better. The more you're going to be more confident, you're going to win more, you're going to get more results. Life's going to be a lot better because you're winning. So you guys have a great day. Hope this found you well. Ryan Loede and my man Landon Jones. Go follow him on Instagram, Facebook at Landon Jones. Come follow us here at LC Financial Group. We're hiring, we're growing, and we're building in all 50 states. So if you want to learn more about what partnering with us would look like, DM me, comment below, reach out to any of our partners, or hey, send an email to my careers team, careers@teamlcfg.com, careers@teamlcfg.com. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.